Welcome, everyone. Today's webinar is about audit evidence, what it is, why it matters, and how to prepare it effectively. My goal is to break down the types of evidence, explain how they work in practice, and show you how to turn them into strengths during an audit. We begin with the foundation. Audit evidence is what allows auditors to draw conclusions. Controls on their own aren't enough. Evidence is the proof they exist and operate as intended. Auditors evaluate two qualities: sufficiency and appropriateness. In other words, do you have enough evidence and is it reliable? That's the lens through which everything else we'll discuss must be viewed. Documentary and observational evidence form the first layer. Documentation, policies, procedures, and records lays out what should happen. Observation validates that those processes actually occur. The key is alignment. If your policy says privileged access requires multi-factor approval, the observation should show the approval being carried out in real time. A gap between paper and practice weakens the audit immediately. Physical and testimonial evidence bring a human and tangible dimension. Physical safeguards, locked rooms, cameras, controlled disposal, prove resilience in the real world. Testimonial evidence, gathered through interviews, reveals whether staff actually understand and apply policies. Auditors look for consistency between what's written and what employees describe. Training and awareness make testimonial evidence a reinforcement rather than a risk. Analytical and reperformance evidence deepen the scrutiny. Analytical evidence comes from data, log reviews, SEAM reports, anomaly detection that demonstrates active monitoring. Reperformance evidence goes further. Auditors rerun a control or test a backup cycle to validate reliability. Together, these forms prove not just that controls exist, but that they're effective under examination. Electronic and third-party evidence reflect the digital and external context of today's audits. Electronic evidence, configuration files, log extracts, forensic artifacts must be authentic, complete, and accessible. Third-party evidence, like penetration test reports or certifications, adds independent assurance but cannot substitute for internal accountability. The message here: evidence should form a layered, corroborating picture, not a single point of reliance. Different frameworks emphasize different balances of evidence. ISO 27001 demands a strong documentary trail aligned to risk treatment. PCI DSS leans heavily on technical proofs. HIPAA combines procedural documentation with staff awareness. And SOC2 requires evidence across multiple trust principles. Understanding the framework in play allows you to prepare the right mix of evidence rather than drowning in irrelevant data. Best practices for evidence collection make or break audit readiness. Maintain living documentation. Automate where possible to reduce errors. Implement version control. Run internal mock audits and structure your evidence repository logically. The goal is simple. When an auditor asks for proof, you provide clear, sufficient, and appropriate evidence without delay. That efficiency builds confidence before the audit even begins. And this is where technology helps. A centralized platform like Centraleyes streamlines evidence collection, maps it directly to frameworks, and ensures it stays current. Instead of a scattered chase, you create a single auditable source of truth. To close today's webinar, I'll turn it over to you. Which type of audit evidence is hardest for your organization to manage? Documentation, observations, electronic logs, or staff interviews? Share your thoughts, because every challenge is a chance to strengthen your audit process